Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. We are on the 60-minute chart right now. I want to do an update on the S&P 500 and also, mainly the S&P, but it'll coincide with the Dow because the Dow is going to be moving also. You can see here that it was an awesome day today. Our GMCR, CMG, PCLN, everything that was been in my free video all the time, in the last couple weeks here has been showing huge potential, and some of the options 700% GMCR, 600% for PCLN, and much more. But right now I want to take a look at the technical area here for the S&P 500 and determining what the rest of the day is. Remember, at 6:15 tonight, we do have Janet Yellen with her speech. I'm sure that'll impact tomorrow morning. But if you notice, our relative strength index is very oversold. We've had some huge selling volume the first 4 hours today. It teared off tear it off here, and now we have some buying coming into it, only because we're in a very oversold position right here. So keep an eye on this here. I think if we do get this bounce, the bottom, now that we're inside the Bollinger Band here, I do believe that this will act as support, and we could come up to the 188 and hit this 100 simple moving average, unless just true selling continues for the day, but we won't know until after. But for the 60-minute chart, very oversold. Normally when it gets down here, okay, you get a nice steady bounce to the upside, and then it creates its top again and then drops. Same thing here, you pushed up, but this is really oversold, so expect a little bounce here and recovery. You can see the truck and money flow has, after it plummeted, it started, this accumulation and distribution started coming up a little bit. So just keep an eye on this technical bounce. Taking a look at the daily here, huge problem here. With this, it is recovered the 200-day for now, but we'll see what happens. But after this, this double top here, new high, we tanked right down big time in the last 2 days, which is great for our options. In the chat room we set it all up perfect. But you notice we still have plenty of ways to go down with the relative strength index here. You're really sitting at 48 right now, I believe, 54. So there's plenty of room for more downside, and you can see your accumulation and distribution is just starting to turn down to the downside. So from a daily perspective, this is going to continue down. So just keep an eye on this. You're just going to get a dead cat bounce. That's what I was showing you on the 60-minute chart. Looking at a weekly, you can see how the week has turned now. You have the two green candles for the last 2 weeks, and they really just stayed in the same really tight pattern here. And then on this candle here, let me cut this down to 1 year so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, so for the weekly, we're closing out in 2 days. So if we don't recoup some of this, look for this 184 area to be your target for support, your first line of defense. And if this doesn't hold, which I don't think it will, you can look at your relative strength indexes up here at 62. So this, right now it's down at 59.38. So this has plenty of room for more downside on the weekly. So this weekly should finish out heading south and really start pushing lower here. I think the target should be somewhere around here, the 176. We actually have a gap on the daily at 177, somewhere in that area. 177. So it should be in this area here. We'll be looking for a bounce, but our trend is going to be down to the downside. So make sure you stay on top of that. And taking a look at the monthly, zooming it in, you can see we still have, we're only on the 15th of this month, so we still have time here. But it looks like, this candle's nice and red now. We're underneath the body of this one. I'm not sure if we're going to recover this or not, unless some kind of news event spikes it. But you do have support right now. So keep an eye on that. You have the daily support, but you don't have any other support. You can see your trend is starting to turn to the downside. So back to the daily here. If this 200-day does not hold, which I'm not sure it's going to today, look for the stock on the daily. If we don't get that bounce, and soon, we're at 48 right now. So I think we're going to pierce here and probably come down to the 184 level. Maybe 186, 185, somewhere in that area. You got a little tiny gap right here at 184.82. We're already down 178 points on the day for the Dow, but we are over the 200-day moving average. So we're in a tricky situation here, and it could get ugly fast. All right, this is Matt. Watch my videos tonight. I'm going to go over all the big boys and tell you how much money you could have made if you were in the live chat room. Again, this is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Have yourself a great afternoon.